What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here on the run, getting things done. Let's get right into the topic at hand. There's another update with Tory Lanez, man. This is really getting kind of ridiculous with how all this stuff is coming up that really shows this man not only shouldn't have been convicted, he shouldn't have been charged in the first place. You have a congresswoman who went on Chris Cuomo's show, and neither one of them have a dog in this fight. But nonetheless, they're sitting up discussing this man's innocence because the evidence is speaking to him being innocent. Apparently, the DNA on the firearm, they said there was multiple people whose DNA was on the firearm. None of them were Tory Lanez. They said there was a 0.1% chance, so less than 1% chance, that the DNA on the gun would belong to him, meaning it wasn't his DNA on the gun. There's also ring camera footage that directly disputes Megan's claim that he did the whole Yosemite Sam, shooting at her feet dance bitch stuff. So this is just ridiculous, man. Seriously, if you are a man and you're being accused of doing some ill stuff by a woman, you pretty much did it. All right. Everyone's going to believe that you did it, regardless of how much evidence to the contrary is coming out. You got some women, I don't know if these are Megan super fans or just misandrous. They absolutely refuse to believe anything differently. Even though Megan's already shown that she doesn't have the most sterling of character, even though she's displayed that she is willing to lie, she'll sit there and look at you with a straight face and tell you a lie. They want to believe that Tory victimized this woman so damn badly. And this just goes to show you, a lot of these women are very bitter because they've suffered abuse, unfortunately, because I'm not making fun of no victims here. We don't do that on this channel. But you have women who, in many cases, they face some sort of trauma. They've been abused by some man that they chose, some man that was no good for them, and they chose to deal with him anyway. And so they have this bitterness towards all men. So whenever there's a woman that's crying abuse, they are unable to apply any sort of critical thinking. They don't ask any questions. They just react emotionally and are like, basically, yes, sis, he did that. These niggas ain't shit. That sort of thing. So, I mean, it's all looking really shady when evidence was produced to the contrary to Megan's camp. He conveniently got attacked, stabbed 14 times. People are saying it was a hit. It sure looks like one to me. I'm not gonna tell y'all what to think about that. Y'all tell me what y'all think. He's in there in prison. His attorneys are able to produce some evidence proving his innocence. They send it over to Megan's camp. They don't get a reply back from them, though. That's what's crazy. They got no reply back from them whatsoever. Just a couple days later, day and a half later, Tory is shanked up in there. Y'all tell me what y'all think about that. Was that a hit? Because the timing of it is awfully convenient. And then you got a lot of people that just lied on this man. People that said they seen him do it. People that said they was there. People that said they heard things. You got a lot of people that just outright lied on this man. And people are speculating why that is. Megan is signed to Jay-Z's label. So people are speculating that Jay-Z has power and influence and they don't want to mess mess up any sort of possible work with him or upset him in any sort of way. You also got the prosecution, the congresswoman who was on Chris Cuomo's show, who is absolutely convinced that he is innocent. She says that she believes that this trial was very much fueled by headlines, and it was. You had two high profile people, so I can definitely see this being fueled a bit by headlines, getting this done. But man, worst of all, y'all, and I say this again because I've said this to y'all before. Be careful about the people y'all keep company with, man. A lot of times, y'all hanging out with the enemy. Tory Lanez is no different. He's a celebrity, but he no different. He hanging out with some people that really don't mess with him like that. People that outright was willing to lie on this man and see him go to prison for a decade. So y'all got to be careful, man. Y'all got to know who y'all got in y'all circle and who y'all don't got in y'all circle. If I was him, I wouldn't have nothing to say to any of them. I mean, a lot of times these rappers and entertainers, they say all the right stuff. They say all the cool sounding stuff. My circle's so small. I don't deal with fake people, no fake friends, this and that. They say all of that stuff. And you want to believe it because they saying it in their music. They're making it sound so hot in their music, but then they find themselves in situations like this. So unfortunately, Tory Lanez, he misjudged the type of people that he had around him, and he found himself in a bad situation. And those people who he thought he was cool with turned around and lied on him. When he was messing around with Meg Thee Stallion, he probably never imagined there'd be a time where that woman was directly responsible for him going to prison, and subsequently ending up being stabbed 14 times because he's in there. If he never goes to prison, that never happens to him. So while he's messing around with this chick, I guarantee you he never could have imagined that one day this chick will be responsible for me being separated from my family, not being able to see my son every day. Just, it's wild, man. So I implore y'all, stay away from people that you've seen do ill stuff. If you have seen people do ill shit, stealing, lying, scamming, don't think they won't do that same stuff to you if it's convenient to do so. They will. Just because you seen them do some stuff and they haven't done it to you yet, don't mean they ever will. They just haven't had the right motivation or incentive to do it to you yet. But please believe, if the stars align and burning you some sort of way is going to benefit them, they're not going to hesitate. They're going to do it. So I'm going to leave it there, y'all. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'm going to holler at y'all soon. Peace.